Hello everybody, and welcome back. Last time we completed Magma Rock, we got the new Synergy Blaze, and after obtaining a new cannon, we finally managed to reach the town of Prox, which is right here. So, today we're going to be mostly exploring the town of Prox and see what we can learn about the Northern Fire Clan. So, before we do that, a couple of things. First off, I want to quickly trade this back because, and I didn't realize it at the time, but as we were traveling through Magma Rock, Jenna leveled up and she obtained the final version of Aura, Cool Aura, which restores 200 HP to a whole party. So of course it's not as strong as the last version that you can get for the Witch synergy, but even then it is quite a useful synergy. So with that out of the way, let's get to Prox. And of course, since we're going to be talking to a lot of people, I'm going to quickly set up a shortcut for the mind read synergy. Felix! Welcome back to Prox! It looks like only Mars Lighthouse still needs lighting. Agatio didn't think you'd be coming back here, so I'm a bit surprised to see you. Agatio and Karst told me that Felix ran away because their quest was too dangerous. Also, we're a bit low on HP, rather synergy, so I'm going to take the chance and rest at the inn. Alright, and let's continue talking with everyone else. Your mother knows that you're strong and healthy, so I am sure she's very relieved. Felix's parents were so worried about him that they were wasting away. That doesn't really sound good. And I believe right here in the basement of the inn there should be... yeah, we got a potion. And I think we can actually get a different line of dialogue from the innkeeper. Felix, your parents have gone away. They were very worried about you. Felix's parents were worried about him when they heard Saturos was dead. We'll keep that in mind. Also, if I'm not mistaken, there's also a hidden item right here. Yep, we got a cookie. Agatio and Karst left for Mars Lighthouse a little while ago. Agatio and Karst are the strongest fighters in Prox. That is why we sent them. But I'm worried. They've been gone for a while now, and the lighthouse still remains dark. We sent emissaries to Bale to tell them that the world was dying, but they wouldn't listen to us. If only they had listened to us. At least the journey wasn't for nothing. We learned that Sol Sanctum held a hidden secret. Bale's elders were stubborn. They refused to listen to us, and they drove us out by force. We had gone in peace, hoping to convince them of the plight our world faces. 3 years ago, we sent our finest to Sol Sanctum. All but 2 were killed in a trap. The people of Bale couldn't possibly understand how dire our need was. Alright, so these 2 NPCs actually kinda make you rethink everything we know so far about, well, the people of Prox and, well, the people of Bale, I would say. The thing is, as we have learned so far by traveling, yeah, the world is indeed dying, and the people of Prox are possibly the very first in line to experience the death of the world, since they are living pretty much at the edge of ruin. However, if we were to compare that, let's say, to the people of Bale, also, Prox will not appear on the map, you're only told that it is here. If we compare that to Bale, which is pretty much somewhere around here, it is not in the dead center of the world, but it is pretty much shielded from everything else and the decay of Gaia Falls, so news of the world fading away would hardly ever reach Bale, and if it ever did, as the people of Prox tried to, they would most likely not believe. But yeah, it also makes it seem as though most of the conflict from the first game could have been solved by, I don't know, Saturos and Menardi trying to speak and reason with Isaac and everybody else. Then again, they also did act in some ways that were unnecessary. They were rather brute and evil in their ways, but they were of course desperate. Felix, you're back! And you learned how to use synergy? I can sense the power inside of you. It's strong. If Felix could become an adept so quickly, so can I. Puel, our chieftain, grew worried about Agatio and Karst. He's gone to the northern edge of town to wait for them. Now that Saturos and his team are gone, Agatio is the last of our warriors. If something happens to them, our final hope is lost. The people Saturos rescued from the storming Vale should be waiting in their room. Once Mars Lighthouse has been lit, they will be free to return home. Mars is the last lighthouse that needs to be rekindled. Once that's been taken care of, the people of Vale will be set free. So pretty much what we already knew. Don't forget, Felix, your mother and father are staying in the north end of Prox. Saturos used Felix's parents to force Felix to follow him on his mission. We have fallen on hard times when we need to coerce people to join our cause. So yeah, even the people of Prox, they're actually rather kind people for the most part. So they were not necessarily okay with the idea of using Felix's parents as hostages, but of course, as we know, they are desperate. Also, I believe right here there should be something? No. Let's see. I believe that there was an item somewhere here. I might be mistaken. Yep, I was. Also, one thing that I realized as I was using the reveal synergy to look for hidden items. So right now, Prox looks like the town looks covered in darkness, as it is near the edge of the world. However, if you use reveal and then you go over the threshold of the synergy, you'll see that it now looks slightly better. It looks like it's a bright, not sunny, but a bright day. So yeah, it's kinda odd. Anyways, I'm glad you made it back safely. The ice is making it very difficult for anyone to sail here. Ever since Agatio returned from Jupiter Lighthouse, the winds have been stronger than ever. So yeah, let's say a hint that as we lead the beacon on Jupiter, the power of wind has been unleashed even further throughout the world. I hear Agatio and Karst have gone to Mars Lighthouse. What if their actions only cause more turmoil? How can we be so sure they're right? These catastrophes are the result of the lighthouse beacons being rekindled. This snow, this wind, it all started after Jupiter Lighthouse was lit. Yeah, pretty much what I was saying. Alright, there are a couple more places that I actually want to visit. The reef at Mars Lighthouse gets wider every day. If we don't find a way to stop it, I think it's going to devour Prox entirely. I thought Prox would be here forever, but now it looks like it might be destroyed. Our chieftain told me that the rift is growing larger by the day, just like Gaia Falls is. We better light the Mars beacon soon, or Prox is finished. Nobody believed that the rift would go as far south as Prox. They all thought Puel was being melodramatic, but no one thinks that anymore. Not too long ago, I climbed the mountains to the north to look at the rift. It was huge! The northern rift has gotten so big that I couldn't see the other side. So yeah. Similar to Gaia Falls, the world is slowly being devoured. Alright, so right here we have a Venus gem. And it's one of the easiest Jinn to get. All you have to do is bump him over to the wall and then we just use Squish. and since we are in a town, it will not fight us. Isaac found the Venus gene mold. Alright. So, let's quickly go over it, shall we? So, mold. His battle effect is that he deals a Venus-based attack that is equal to the user's standard physical attack with an additional 80 points of damage. But the way that mold operates, it's actually a bit odd. For example, if there are 2 or more enemies, mold will possess one, causing it to attack the other, and that is what deals the Venus-based attack. However, if there is only one enemy, mold will then proceed to bully that enemy. And I know that seems like an odd thing to say, but you'll understand as soon as I show you, which I'll get to as soon as we leave procs. As for the set stat bonus, it provides a +8 to base HP, +4 to base attack, +2 to base agility, and +1 to base luck. And there's no real purpose to do anything else here. Even though we can slide over to the side, we can't do anything about the frozen waterfall here. Even though it looks like we could maybe use reveal on it. All it does is make the day look a bit brighter. However, there are a couple more items that we can actually get. For example, if we use lift right here, we can get some dark matter. And if you happen to lose the fight against Agation cars, this will most likely be the first piece of dark matter that you will get. Alright, before we head for the northern section of the town, I actually want to quickly go over the item shop. When you left Prox, you were so young that you could barely lift a sword. Now look at you! You could handle any weapon with ease. What has he gone through that he's become so strong in such a short time? Welcome, welcome! So, there's actually one new artifact here that we can get. And that is the mysterious robe. So let's quickly go over it, shall we? It has a defense boost of 48 and it provides a passive HP and synergy recovery of 20 and 10 points respectively. So actually quite a useful item. I might buy later, but there's one more thing that I want to show. Because in procs, and only in procs, the Mist Potion actually becomes an item that you can buy in stock. So for example, if I wanted to, we could buy up to almost 30. Of course, it is extremely expensive, but if you wanted to, you could. And actually buying a ton of Mist Potions will come in handy for a couple of the fights that are left. So I may buy a couple of off screen. But for now, let's now head to the northern section of the town. And I first want to go right here. Because if you recall, we were told that our parents were supposedly living in the north part of town. And this is the house they were supposed to be. They're not here. Strange. We look all over the village, and we can't find any trace of them at all. Everyone says they practically vanished without a trace. It's so strange. You don't think they wouldn't have gone to the lighthouse? Yeah, you're probably right. Puel's going to be upset that we didn't follow his order to free them though. He was clear about it too, when Felix returned to Prox, set his parents free. Felix took the trouble of coming back for his parents, and now they're just gone? Kinda odd that you're speaking in that way, even though I'm right in front of you, but anyways. I cannot think of anywhere else Felix's parents might have gone. Puel ordered me to set your parents free. That is why I'm here now. The only thing is, no one else is here. I don't know where your parents went. Puel wanted to set Felix's parents free before Prox was destroyed. But if we cannot find them, how can we set them free? So yeah, our parents are, it would seem, unfortunately missing. And this house is completely empty. Though it will not always be completely empty. If you were playing a save file in which you did not transfer over all of the original gene from the first game, you would find a Mercury gene here, one of the spare gene that you can obtain. Of course, since I transfer over a complete save file, there's nothing here, but otherwise you will find a Mercury gene. Alright, now that we are done with that, let's head to the left part of the north section of the town. We cannot wait for Agatio and his men any longer. If we wait much longer, this wind and snow will make it impossible to reach the lighthouse. I'm going to the lighthouse. Will any of you come with me? Well, I cannot let you go on your own. If something were to happen to you, who would lead our village? Please, you must let us go in your stead. How can you expect to accomplish what Agatio and Karst could not? They may have been more powerful than any of us, but we cannot just stand by. They're not coming back, just like Saturos. You have to let us try. I can't. I cannot allow it. Listen to your elder. He speaks wisely. I'm speaking to you too, Puel. If Agatio and Karst cannot do the task, how can you, a single man, hope to do it? What are you saying? If we stand around debating, our town is doomed for certain. We can't risk sacrificing any more lives. So, we must sit here and wait for a miracle to come. Alright, so before we speak to Puel and the Elder... Is that you, Felix? When did you return to Prox? You should take your parents back to Bale, so they can at least die in their hometown. Rather grim. If we were better adepts, we could try to enter the lighthouse ourselves. I feel so helpless. Agatio has not returned, and the lighthouse beacon remains unlit. All we can do now is wait for Agatio and his men to return. I like how it says his men, even though it's pretty much only Agatio and Karst. But no honest soldier can sit idly by while others do all of the work. Our synergy feels weak. I can sense it inside me. The water, earth and wind lighthouses have been lit, and fire alone remains dark. Puel promised that he will return our hostages to Bale. If you don't believe me, ask him yourself. Let's do that. You, Felix, it is you. I have heard that you had returned to us. You look so much stronger than when you left. It seems he has brought some allies with him. Yes, I am Creighton. My name is Isaac. Isaac? Isn't that... That is the name of the one Agatio said had killed Saturos and Menardi. Isaac, stop that. You are correct, but Isaac had reasons for fighting them. Saturos and Menardi had invaded Bale, stolen its sacred treasure, triggered a volcano. You cannot blame Isaac for pursuing them and fighting to regain what they had stolen. We only wanted to stop them. We didn't think that they would fight us to the death. They flung themselves into the opening of Venus Lighthouse's beacon. Saturos and Menardi put up a good fight. I'll bet you thought you didn't stand a chance against them, huh? You were probably really tense the whole time. Saturos and Menardi had a job to do. That was all. If I had been in your shoes, I would have done the same thing. I cannot blame you. And in the end, you were stronger than they were. You should be proud of that. I am sad that they lost their lives in their quest, but there was no avoiding it. What has happened cannot be undone. We should cooperate to find a way to save the world. We understand that Agatio and Karst have made for Mars Lighthouse and not returned. Then all that remains for us is to wait until Gaia Falls carries us all to our doom. It seems that Mars Lighthouse is as dangerous as all the rest. We have only a few soldiers remaining, and none who can make the climb to the Eyrie. Only Saturos, and perhaps Agatio. So he says Aturos and Agatio, meaning both the pair Saturos, Menardi, and Agation cars. I don't know why they only refer to the male ones, especially since Cars has been pretty much out of this particular pair, I would say the central one. But anyways, only Saturos and perhaps Agatio were strong enough to reach the top, and none of them can help us now. You think we can do it? Of course. I agree, Felix. We climbed 3 lighthouses already. What's one more? Let's go to Mars Lighthouse. They have proven themselves strong enough. I say we trust in Felix to do this. This is an unexpected turn of events, but yes, I think you can light the lighthouse. Off to the Mars Lighthouse. Let's go, Isaac. Let's go, Felix. Come on, Isaac. There is one thing that I don't want you to forget. In order to light the beacon at Mars Lighthouse, you will need to have the Mars Star. Ah, and Agation cars have the Mars Star now. You must find Agation Karst, and you must take the star from them. Thanks for your help. The future of the world rests in your hands. Alright, here we go. And right around the corner we have Mars Lighthouse. So, before we actually enter, here we have the Edge of Ruin, the destruction that is soon to devour the lighthouse and Prox. And also, I want to quickly get a random encounter so that I can show how mold works. Alright, 3 enemies, that's fine. So let's use it on the Talon Runner, and let's have everyone else defend. Yeah, and as you can see, if you have actually multiple enemies, even though I technically selected the Talon Runner, it wasn't the one that actually took the damage. It was the one that attacked the other one. So, and I didn't tell it to attack the Pteranodon, so it is actually random. But anyways, let's get Mold back, and let's actually take this opportunity to use Liquify on the Talon Runner and take out the Pteranodon, so that we only have one enemy remaining. Alright, Mold is back. There we have Liquify. And now let's use Mold on the single Talon Runner. That's so silly. So yeah, the text reads Talon random enemy, stop hitting yourself. And you can use it on any single enemy in the game. So if you want to inject some humor, I guess, or remove tension from any battle, you can just do that. But yeah. And get a level up and learn Inferno. Nice. Alright, now let's head for the lighthouse. And before we go inside, there's actually something that we can get on the outside. Right here. We got an apple. Alright, so we explore the town of Prox. We learn a lot about the Northern Fire Clan, as well as the current situation that they are facing. And we have reached the entrance of Mars Lighthouse. Next time, we will properly begin the exploration of Mars Lighthouse and see if we can find Agatio and Karst. See you guys